Hi everyone, Monica here. Today I'm going to show you how to tune your violin using your pegs. Now, this video is designed for parents of very young kids who may not be able to physically turn the pegs. Also, if you're a beginner or intermediate student, again, it's probably best to get an adult to help you with this. And the reason for that is if we turn the pegs too far, we could end up breaking the string. So it's very important that we do this the right way so that strings don't break and we can get our violin back in tune. So sometimes you may get your violin out of your violin case and you realize the strings are out of tune, like this. Right? Really out of tune. So we use the pegs only if it is really out of tune. So today I'm going to show you how to do that, and to do this I'm going to show you two apps that you can use to tune your violin. So the first one, which is my favorite app for tuning and using it to help with intonation, is called ClearTune. ClearTune is a paid app though, so I'm going to show you a free alternative which is just as good. Okay, so let's go into ClearTune and make sure our settings are in the right place before we begin tuning our violin. Okay, so here we are in the ClearTune app, and as you can see, as I speak, the needle goes backwards and forwards. So I'm just going to take you into the settings, which is this little I button that you see down below here on the screen. So let's go into that. Okay, so as you can see, we're now in the settings for the ClearTune app, and I've already gone in and changed some of the settings. But when you get the app, you'll see that this particular setting for A4 calibration is actually set to 440 Hz. What I'm going to get you to do is change this to 442. So this is the frequency that professional orchestras tune to. It is slightly sharper than your traditional 440. But that's the standard at the moment, so we will be wanting to tune to that. The other things that I want you to just make sure is that the temperament over here is set to equal temperament, which should be on by default. As you can see, there's lots of other different temperaments you can choose from, but we don't really want to touch that. We just want to keep it on equal temperament. Okay, so that's the settings. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly jump into the other app that I was mentioning called PianoTune. And there we go. That's a bit better. Yes, we want access to the microphone. So in PianoTune, as you can see, similar sort of concept, but a little bit more simplistic in design. And before we begin using this, we're going to go into the settings, so the little I down the bottom that you just saw. So you want to go into this. You want to go into this I over here. So I'm going to draw it for you. Here we go. So this I over here, and as you can see, it goes in. And once we're in here, again, concert A originally will be set to 440. We're going to change that to 442. Okay, I'm going to select done. We're going to have the note tag, so you can choose either between ABC or Do Re Mi. I prefer ABC. And we're just going to make sure that the note order is set from low to high. So I think when you first get this app, it sets it from high to low. That's a little bit confusing, because the higher notes on the left-hand side and the low notes on the right-hand side. So we want it set to low to high, which makes more visual sense. And we can also select whether we want to see sharps or flats, which is great for when you're practicing scales. So for instance, if you're practicing a scale that has flats in the key signature, then you set that to flat. If you're practicing a scale that has sharps in the key signature, then you'd set it to sharp. Again, just making sure that the temperament is set to equal temperament. Okay, so that's those apps. And now I'm going to use the apps to show you how to tune your violin. Okay, so now we're on to tuning our violin. So using this app, I'm just going to show you how this violin currently sounds like, and you'll see how out of tune it is. So I'm going to play you the A string, and as you can see, it's showing it as a G sharp. So, oops, what's happening to my screen? Yeah, let's try that one more time. So it will show it as a G sharp. Yeah, so not quite an A. And the D string, if you have a look over here, it's pretty out of tune. Showing it as a C sharp. I'm not sure. It looks like it's glitched on the screen. Oh, there we go, back again. So have a look. Yeah, so it's kind of out of tune. C sharp, there you go. And then the G string, it's also kind of flat, and the port tuner here is going, I don't know what to do. Okay, so what we're going to do first is, and I'll quickly show you that in clear tune, so you can see how that looks like as well. Okay, so all good now. So we're back in clear tune, and I'm just going to quickly show you how out of tune this is. So that's the A string, D string, G string, and the E string's kind of gone very sharp. So this calls, when it's this out of tune, this means we have to tune with the peg. So I'm just going to talk you through which peg relates to which string. So looking at the violin, so imagine if you're standing in front of me here, this peg over here is for the E string, this one here is for the A string. On the left hand side, this one's here for the G string, and this one here is for the D string. So we're going to face the violin towards us, and remember this is for parents, so professional violinists, when we do the pegs, we actually tune like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it how we tune for parents. So what I'd like you to do is sit the violin in your lap, facing you, and with the peg, I would like you to let the peg, or move the peg forwards, so inwards towards you. So just a little bit, and that's to loosen the string, and then we're going to pull the string slowly back, very slowly. As you can see, it's just a small movement. Okay, and once you're sort of around the note, you're going to just leave it there. So we're going to then use the fine tuners to make these fine adjustments a bit more accurate. We're going to now do the same thing on the D string, so I'm going to move over to the top left peg. So again, I'm going to go a bit forward to loosen the string, and then slowly back. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the G string. So slowly forward, and then back. Roughly to where the note needs to be. So saying I'm a bit sharp. There we go. And as you can see, the E has gotten into place, and the reason why the E was sharp before was because the other three strings were flat. The bridge was moving towards the left, and so that was causing it to be sharp. So once you've adjusted with the pegs, I would like you to check that the bridge is perpendicular to the wood. So as you can see, it should be a nice little right angle in here. Okay, if the bridge has tilted a little bit, you can hold the violin sort of between your legs and just gently nudge the bridge. But if you're not sure how to do that, best just to leave it as is and bring the violin into one of the string specialist stores like the Sydney String Centre, so they can adjust that for you. Okay, so now that the strings are roughly in tune with the pegs, what I'm going to get you to do is either you or your child can play the string, and as they're playing, we're going to turn these fine tuners. So down here are fine tuners, and they're for fine adjustments, so small adjustments in pitch. So ideally what's going to happen is if we turn the fine tuner clockwise, clockwise, the pitch is going to go higher, so it's going to get sharper. If we turn the fine tuner anti-clockwise, the pitch is going to get lower. So how this works with the tuner is this. If I play the A string, I want the needle to point to the A. Okay, so let's have a look. So as you can see there, the needle was pointing slightly to the right of the A. That's telling me that I'm a little sharp. So for that reason, I'm going to turn the the fine tuner anti-clockwise to lower the pitch. So if we want to make the pitch lower, we turn anti-clockwise. If we want to raise the pitch, we turn it clockwise. Okay, so let's see what happens. So I'm going to turn towards the left. Okay, now if you have a really good sense of pitch, you can tune the rest of the strings by playing the two strings together. And what we're listening for is to see whether the strings blend in together. However, as most of you may be new to music, you may not be able to hear that fine tuning. So, if that is the case, then just play the individual string on its own. Until it lines up with the D, and then do the same for the other strings. So I'm just going to quickly go back to piano tune. Okay. So you can see how it looks on this one. I'm going to do the G string for you. So this one's telling me I'm just a little bit flat. Because this fine tuner is almost all the way down, I'm just going to loosen that fine tuner to make it flat. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the peg. So I'm going to actually bring the peg forward. And the goal here is to get that note in the center of the diamond. So watch. That's interesting. What I'm seeing on the screen is not what I'm seeing on my phone. All fixed. So back into clear tune. Well, we've got it on the needle. Why isn't that changing? Let's try that one more time. There we go. Okay, so sorry. The screen was a bit delayed, but as you can see, what I've just done there, slowly, and there we go, it lands right on the E. It's a bit of a delay between the phone and the screen. So there you have it. So that's how we tune the violin using both the pegs and the fine tuners. So good luck with that, and I've posted the links to the two apps, ClearTune and PianoTune, down below for you to click on and download. Thanks for watching.